André Drege, born May 4, 1999 in Ålesund, Norway, emerged as a promising talent in professional road cycling, dedicating his formative years to the sport after joining Lillehammer Cykleklubb at age 18 and progressing steadily through the amateur ranks until turning professional in 2022 with Team Coop, Repsol. Standing 1.84 m tall with a racing weight of 75 kilograms, Drege quickly distinguished himself by claiming multiple victories at the UCI continental level. He won the International Roads Grand Prix and Gilles in 2022, secured podiums in stage races in 2023, and in early 2024 captured overall titles at the Visit South Aegean Islands, including 2 stage wins and the International Tour of Roads, alongside a stage victory at the Circuit des Ardennes. Tragically, on July 6, 2024, during Stage 4 of the Tour of Austria, Drege crashed fatally while descending the Grossglockner High Alpine Road near Heiligenblatt, Austria. Reports indicate a suspected tire damage triggered the fall, leading to fatal injuries at the crash site that day. His untimely passing at age 25 prompted the immediate cancellation of the race's final stage in tribute, and a neutralized memorial ride was held at the wish of his family, teammates, and the broader cycling community. The Tour de France peloton also observed a moment of silence in his honor. UCI, his team, and peers expressed profound sorrow at the loss of a young athlete poised to join a World Tour squad for 2025, while local authorities opened an investigation into the incident. Drege's legacy endures in the hearts of cycling fans and colleagues who remember his rapid rise, his passion for the sport from teenage years onward, and his competitive spirit that yielded 9 UCI-level wins in a short career. His story underscores both the heights of athletic achievement and the inherent risks of high-speed racing, sparking renewed calls for enhanced safety measures on challenging descents in professional cycling. Muriel Furrer, born around mid-2006 in Switzerland, emerged as a versatile cycling talent excelling in mountain biking, road racing, and cyclo-cross, notably earning a bronze medal in the mixed relay at the 2024 European Mountain Bike Championships and securing runner-up finishes in both the junior national time trial and road race earlier that year. During the UCI Road World Championships in Zurich, Furrer suffered a severe crash on September 26, 2024, while competing in the junior women's road race. She was airlifted to Zurich University Hospital in critical condition after lying unnoticed for a significant time following the fall. Although initial references to the accident date cite September 26, official statements from a Union Cycliste Internationale and multiple news outlets report she succumbed to her injuries on September 27, 2024, at the age of 18. Her untimely passing prompted an outpouring of condolences from the international cycling community, with the UCI and event organizers expressing deep sorrow and requesting privacy for her grieving family. Tributes highlighted not only her promising future, but also the tragic circumstances: rain-slicked roads, the remote forest section of the course, and delays in locating her, that underscore ongoing discussions about race safety and emergency response protocols. Furrer's death resonated deeply within Swiss cycling, where memorials sprouted near the accident site, and in her hometown, reflecting the profound sense of loss for a young athlete whose potential had only begun to unfold. Mick Ives was an English professional racing cyclist and coach whose remarkable longevity and versatility made him a true legend of sport. Born in Coventry circa 1939, Ives combined an early career as a draftsman, working with Sir Alex Moulton on pioneering bicycle designs, with an unrelenting passion for competition and mentorship. Over 4 decades, he amassed an extraordinary array of titles: British national championships across disciplines, road, time trial, mountain biking, cyclo-cross, with sources recording 62 national titles, and as many as 81 British Championship wins in various categories, alongside 5 UCI World Masters Cycling Championships and numerous international victories. He was unique in representing Great Britain in road, track, time trial, mountain bike, and cyclo-cross events, and in 2005, at age 65, he became the first pensioner to complete the Tour de France route solo in 20 days, beating the professional races schedule by riding 2 stages in 1 day. Beyond his racing feats, Ives managed and coached teams such as Viscount Cycles, Peugeot Cycles, Eveready, Ridgeback, Scott UK, and his own MI Racing team, later Team Jusun MI Racing, founded in 1997, which collectively won over 1,000 races across the UK and Europe. Renowned for his motivational spirit and innovative training methods, he nurtured generations of cyclists while running a bike shop and pioneering age category championships. Even from his hospice bed, he secured national titles for riders over 70. Ives died peacefully in the early hours of January 18, 2024 at Coventry Hospice, aged 84, survived by his wife Sheila and daughter Angela. His passing prompted tributes from across the cycling community, underscoring a legacy defined by defying limits, unwavering dedication, and infectious enthusiasm for the sport. Dag Erik Petersen was a renowned Norwegian road racing cyclist turned television journalist and presenter whose career spanned over 4 decades. Born in June 6, 1959, Skien, Norway, Petersen achieved significant success as a professional cyclist in the 1980s and early 1990s. Including winning 3 individual stages of the Giro d'Italia in 1984 and 1986 and claiming victory in the Norwegian National Road Race Championship in 1992 after a 12-year professional tenure in Italy and the Netherlands. Prior to turning professional in September 1981, he had already placed 4th in the 1981 World Championship Road Race and secured wins in events such as the Grand Prix Guillaume Tell and Ringerike GP as an amateur. His career, however, was not without controversy. In 1981, he tested positive for ephedrine at the milk race and received a 1-month suspension, an episode he later attributed to medication for a cold, reflecting broader discussions on doping practices in cycling during that era. After retiring from competition in 1992, Petersen transitioned to journalism with the Norwegian Broadcasting Corporation, NRK, where he earned accolades as Best News and Sports Anchor multiple times, 2002, 2004, 2005, 2008, and became famed for in-depth profiles of cultural figures and royalty, as well as producing acclaimed documentaries such as Deadline Torp and When Dylan Came to Langesund. Fluent in multiple languages including English, German, Italian, French, Dutch, and basic Spanish, he also collaborated with film director Niels Gaup and hosted popular programs like Mes Sterns Mester until 2021. Petersen's unexpected death on June 3, 2024 in Helgeroa, 3 days before his 65th birthday, was reported as resulting from a misadventure at his home. His passing elicited an outpouring of tributes in Norway from both the cycling community and broadcasting colleagues, underscoring his enduring legacy as both athlete and media personality. Simone Roganti was an Italian professional cyclist whose promising trajectory was cut tragically short at the age of 21. Born in August 25, 2003, Spoltore, Abruzzo, he first gained attention in the junior ranks, representing Italy at events such as the Giro della Lunigiana in 2021, and turning professional in 2022 with big Hunter Beltrami Sienese before joining Continental outfits in subsequent seasons. In 2024, Roganti delivered notable performances, including a runner-up finish in the Giro del Veneto and 7th place overall in the Giro della Valle d'Aosta, where he also secured a top 10-stage result between St. Gervais and Passy. His last race was the Trofeo SC Corsanico on his 21st birthday, where he finished 9th. On the night of August 30, 2024, after feeling unwell at home in Spoltore, he collapsed and could not be revived. Subsequent autopsy findings attributed his sudden death to a fatal cardiac arrhythmia, likely linked to a genetic defect. News of his passing prompted an outpouring of condolences from his teams, fellow riders, and race organizers, among them the Giro della Lunigiana and MG.K Vis Colors for Peace, highlighting the loss of a young climber with significant potential. Beyond his race results, Roganti had appeared as a guest on cycling shows to discuss his ambitions, and he was due to join TDT Unibet in 2025, underscoring how abruptly his career and life were halted. His death has renewed conversations in the cycling community about the importance of cardiac screening and awareness of genetic heart conditions among young athletes. Rik van Looy, born Henri van Looy on December 20th, 1933 in Grabendonck, Belgium, passed away on December 17, 2024 at the age of 90, mere days before his 91st birthday. Nicknamed both the Emperor of Herentals and the Wheel Breaker, Van Looy emerged as one of cycling's greatest classic specialists during the 1950s and 1960s, becoming the first rider ever to win all 5 monuments: Milan, San Remo, Tour of Flanders, Paris, Roubaix, Liège, Bastogne-Liège, and Giro di Lombardia, and ultimately amassing over 450 professional victories. Under the tutelage of coach Dries Clays, and with the support of his famed Red Guard domestiques under manager Lom Driesens, Van Leeuwen's aggressive, authoritative racing style defined an era. He captured consecutive World Road Race Championships in 1960 and 1961, and secured triumphs in other major classics such as Paris, Brussels, and Gent-Wevelgem. His rivalry with contemporaries like Rik van Steenbergen and later Eddy Merckx alongside the infamous 1963 World Championships clash with Benoni Behate underscored both his dominance and complex personality. After retiring in 1970, frustrated by emerging competitors, Van Leeuwen continued to shape the sport through coaching and consulting, including running a cycle racing school, and remained a revered figure whose legacy endures in Belgian cycling culture, memorialized by statues, murals, and an eponymous street in Herentals, testament to a career that not only set records but inspired generations. Daniela Greluis Lauriel Chirinos was a celebrated Venezuelan track cyclist whose remarkable career spanned more than 2 decades, earning her recognition as one of Venezuela's most prominent athletes. Born on October 2, 1973, Maracaibo, Zulia, Lauriel rose to prominence in the early 1990s, excelling in sprint events and representing Venezuela in 5 Olympic Games: Barcelona 1992, Atlanta 1996, Sydney 2000, Athens 2004, and London 2012, where she secured multiple diplomas and set national records in the women's track time trial. Beyond the Olympics, she amassed over 35 international medals across UCI Track Cycling World Cups, Pan American Games, and Central American and Caribbean Games, demonstrating longevity with 24 years between her first and last podium finishes. Off the track, Lauriel was known for her outspoken criticism of corruption within Venezuelan sporting bodies and the broader political regime, joining the opposition party Vent Venezuela in 2018 and eventually living in exile in the United States. In her later years, she worked in Miami and Las Vegas to support her education and family back home, highlighting the struggles faced by exiled athletes. Lauriel tragically died at age 50 in Las Vegas on August 11, 2024 from asphyxiation after choking on food, a loss that reverberated through the cycling community and Venezuelan sports circles, prompting tributes from fellow athletes, federations, and political figures who mourned the passing of a pioneering champion and vocal advocate for integrity in sport. Her legacy endures through her sporting achievements and her courage in standing up for transparency and athlete rights. Michael Hubner, born on April 8, 1959, in Karl-Marx-Stadt, now Chemnitz, in the former GDR, was one of the most outstanding track sprinters of his generation and shaped track sprint racing for more than a decade. His international career reached its peak in the 1980s and early 1990s. In 1986, he became the amateur sprint world champion for the first time and also set a new world record in the 200 meters during this time. In the following years, as a professional, he won world championship titles in the sprint, 1990, 1992, in the Kirin 3 times in a row from 1990 to 1992, and finally in the team sprint in 1995, making him a 7-time world champion. Hubner also won numerous prestigious Grand Prix races, including the Grand Prix de Paris, Copenhagen, Hanover, and Berlin, and was considered the undisputed benchmark in track sprinting for many years. After his retirement in 1997, he served as sporting director of Team Feed, Project Cycling, formerly Team Erdgaspoint 2012, from 2009 to 2022, where he managed talents such as Christina Vogel and Maximilian Levy, and also ran successful business projects in Chemnitz. Hubner's death on November 12, 2024, at the Chemnitz Hospital at the age of 65 was announced at short notice after a serious, prolonged illness and caused great sadness in the cycling community. The announcement was made by the German Cycling Association and was honored with personal tributes from numerous former athletes and colleagues, highlighting his role as a sprint legend and mentor, his contributions to track cycling, both as a multiple world champion and as a supporter of young athletes, make him an unforgettable figure in the international cycling scene. Rudolf Mitteregger was an Austrian road racing cyclist whose career spanned the late 1960s through the early 1980s, marking him as one of Austria's most celebrated riders of his era. Born in November 27, 1944, Gaul, Styria, he first came to prominence with a prestigious stage win in the 1968 Tour of Austria and went on to claim overall victories in that event in 1970, 1974, and 1977, demonstrating both resilience and tactical acumen in multi-day races. Internationally, Mitterrega represented Austria at the 1972 Munich and 1976 Montreal Summer Olympics, competing against a deep field of amateur cyclists during a period when Olympic road racing was highly competitive. Domestically, he earned the title of Glocknerkönig for times by being the first over the arduous Grossglockner passes in national tours, a feat that cemented his reputation in Austrian cycling lore. His enduring rivalry with fellow Austrian Wolfgang Steinmeier was widely covered by ORF broadcasts, including a legendary 1974 incident at Gabo Pass when a mechanical failure left him waiting for support, an outburst that became part of Sport TV history. Although aiming for further Olympic participation in 1984, a crash and subsequent heart issues led to his retirement in 1983, after which he served as a Bundesheer soldier and remained active in cycling as a functionary for RC Rapso-Nittelfeld, living in the Rudolf Mitterrega Siedlung of his home region. Mitterrega passed away on April 24, 2024 in Nittelfeld, Styria, at the age of 79. His death was announced by the Austrian Cycling Federation and mourned across the cycling community, which remembered him for his fair spirit, fierce competitiveness, and lasting impact on Austrian road racing. Pascal Hervé was a French road racing cyclist whose career spanned the 1990s and early 2000s, noted both for significant successes and controversies. Born in July 13, 1964, Tours, France, Hervé first came to prominence after winning the French amateur national road race in 1992 and representing France in the individual road race at the Barcelona Olympics that same year. Turning professional in 1994 with Festina, Lotus, he quickly established himself as a strong climber, capturing the mountains classification at the 1994 Criterium du Dauphiné Libre, and later winning a stage, and wearing the Maglia Rosa during the 1996 Giro d'Italia. Throughout his career, he notched victories such as the GP West, France in 1998, and stages in prestigious stage races, including the Tour de Suisse and Tour of the Basque Country. However, Hervé's trajectory was marred by his involvement in the Festina doping affair at the 1998 Tour de France and a later positive EPO test at the 2001 Giro d'Italia, leading to suspensions that overshadowed his achievements. After retiring in 2001, he relocated to Montreal, where he co-owned a training center fostering local athletes and organized cycling trips in regions like the Pyrenees and Charlevoix, contributing to community development and youth training. In September 2024, he underwent surgery for a stomach tumor, and on December 24, 2024, at age 60, he passed away. The precise cause remains unconfirmed, though reports note complications related to his recent surgery. His death prompted tributes across the cycling world, reflecting on both his racing prowess and the complex legacy of a rider emblematic of an era marked by both sporting glory and the challenges of doping in professional cycling.